Okay, we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. June 10th, regular meeting of the Township Board. If we can do a roll call, please.
Bray,
Here.
Loveland,
Here.
Wyant,
Here.
Harris here, Lazinski,
Here,
Renfro, and Benarski Lynch absent.
could join the pledge of flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Am I not late today?
And if you can move your thing down too.
Nobody.
Okay, just before we get approval of the agenda, for those that care, the girls ended up winning 10-9. So Friday they'll be playing in East Lansing in the semifinals. So root for Roger and his team, but pretty exciting. But if we could go ahead and have approval to the agenda, if there's anything to add or anything. No. Would you like to move to approve? Scott moves to approve. Would Blake support? Well, further discussion, hearing none. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Who's opposed? We'll move on. So in your packet, you got the May. If I get into a coughing jag tonight, I will totally apologize. It might last 4 or 5 minutes, but I will do everything that I hope it doesn't happen. But we have the meeting minutes from the 13th, the special meeting from the 20th, and then we had our work session on the 27th. We also have a closed session,
We have 2 sets.
2 sets closed session meeting minutes to approve, which we will go ahead and do that now.
Do that now. That's just me tweeting it.
Sorry. You're all right. Oh, I guess I need one.
Yeah, that's just May 20th, so I'll give you the
Okay.
27th here in a second.
Sign it?
Yes.
We just initial them, don't we?
Yeah. That's the other set.
Okay, you got everything?
Yep, good.
Okay, so then we got the minutes from those other meetings. Sheriff's report, a little slower this month than it has been the past few, but still busy enough. They did have 3 calls at the school, but they were all in relationship to alarms.
You want to wait till the end? I need to make an adjustment. So,
Yes.
okay.
Okay. The zoning administrator's report, we've been very, very slow of late, which is good because we can catch our breath a little bit. But we've tailored back his hours with, he's had some significant health issues. So we're gonna move him. He's gonna be here just Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday now, from 30 till 11:30. And if Mondays, if needed, he would be here. But that's gonna be his normal hours. Miss Diggs are still heavy as far as the DPW goes. And then the rec report, thank you, Scott. It's pretty significant, so go ahead and look through that. A lot going on at the park this spring that, and now summer that we're haven't seen in quite some time. So those are the reports. Scott, you had something?
I have a correction on sorry, the meeting, the morning, what do you call
Work session?
work session? Yes, please. Sorry. And I don't know if I misspoke or if I misunderstood what Sarah asked, but I didn't talk with Solar, the actual company. I talked to Patrick, who is one of their contractors that all over, and that he told me that they were looking towards the state. That was all I had said. I'm not if I, again, I don't know if I spoke it correctly or I didn't what we said it, but that's what it was.
Okay. So you want to change that you had a conversation with Patrick?
Yeah, it wasn't from the solar company, it was through Patrick.
Their
And-
PR guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's who told me
Okay,
that was looking for the state.
okay.
So that would be a motion
That would be a.
to correct.
Do we need a motion to correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that is a motion to go ahead and correct the May 27th work session.
Yes.
From Bray had a conversation with Patrick, their PR person, stating that they were taking the issue to the state.
I'll
Looking
support
at taking the issue to the state.
Yes.
I guess Scott made the motion and I'll support it.
Okay. Okay. Further questions, discussion? All those in favor, aye? Aye. Those opposed? Okay, that correction's made. And then any other questions on the other materials? Hearing no questions, would anybody like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda items with the correction made to the work session minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Do we got a support?
Support.
Got a motion and support. Further questions, discussion? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried.
Can you hear me?
It should be towards you.
Okay, I think it's on. All right. So I just wanted to let you know, and I've already talked to John briefly. I have 2 meetings on this night and 2 meetings on tomorrow night. So there may be times that I don't make these meetings every time, or I'll be rolling late or leaving early, whichever has to happen to make it available, so I'm available for the other townships as well. But I am trying a new thing, so I have a little note here that I emailed it to all my supervisors, so they'll all have the same report from me in the event that I'm not available for a meeting. So Jackson County Department of Transportation has added a self-reporting feature to report any road conditions. So anyone can go online, go to JCDOT, and there's an area that says report issue. Click on that button, and it will actually let you, if you choose to enter an email to get the report back when the work is done, you can. But if not, you can just report the issue and it automatically goes in the queue for that date and time. So I think that will be a benefit because one of the problems that we do have with it, trying to leave me a message via email, if you use Gmail or Yahoo, a lot of times it will sort you out and send you to this very strange place, and I may not see that email for days or weeks. So I think this will be a benefit to all of us that we can self-report any road issue. Anybody can do it. The Jackson County Fair has added, well, we got a new director, and she is really out there doing her due diligence, and she's made a lot of things that I think are helpful to families. So this year we will have no fee for parking for any families, well, for anybody. Also, we have added a free foam zone for kids. So the area that is like parking near the old Rollatorium, that will be full of like soap sudsy foams for kids and families to play in. There's an interactive dinosaur display that will also be a free feature there for families. In addition to, we've put up a new playground that is all agricultural based. It's barns and cows and tractors and that sort of thing. And anybody can go and play on that anytime.
It's really cute. I'm taking my granddaughter.
Yeah, it is fun,
this
isn't it?
week, Yeah.
Yeah. The Parks is continuing to work on the Levine Trail. I don't know if any of you know Dr. Levine made a very large donation to get that trail complete and to make the connection between the Stockbridge area and the Jackson area. And so they're working to finish that up. And they continue to repair structures. One thing to know that I was just told is our tennis and pickleball courts are currently out for bid. So we hope to have the bid accepted and work to begin this summer. Kevin Rogers is the new attorney that has officially accepted the position of public defender. The materials management committee that was formed to handle waste countywide is up and active. We had to fill a number of positions, that was a state mandated thing. And we had to fill a number of positions, people from different areas of work. So people from the garbage industry, people from hazmat industry, EMS people, township supervisors. There was a long list of people we had to be able to fill, and we finally got that up and it's running. They started their meetings. Their meetings will be on the second Wednesday of the month at 9 o'clock on the 5th floor of the Tower Building, which is the county building downtown. If anybody has any interest in listening or going to those meetings or having any input, they would welcome it. So far, they've been successful by making sure that all their bylaws are complete and compliant with the state of Michigan. And they have already submitted their 2025 work plan to Eagle, and it's already in the process. So they've made good progress in a couple of months. Jackson County 911 is currently working on an integration of equipment. It's a time-consuming, very time-consuming. There's over 7,000 entries, and they have to be hand-entered. So there's 2 people doing them. They're working as quickly as possible to get that integration done, but it should not affect any of your 911 calls. Questions?
Thank you. Oh. Good. Thanks, Margie. Okay. uh, Bills.
All right. I'll start with the fire fund because they're a little smaller than the general fund this month. Looks like they did some hose testing and they repaired an overhead door. Not much else for them. The general fund, we had quite a few bills that are not a normal monthly payment. We paid a portion of the whistle stop roof repair invoice. The park had quite a few repairs and maintenance invoices. I had to put half of a down payment down for the road repairs that we've approved. The sewer line that we fixed for the bathrooms, that invoice came in already, so we paid that. Our annual MTA dues were due this month, and we included any of the webinar videos that you would like to go to. That is all included in that. The transfer station tickets, we finally got that figured out. So I ended up paying April's and May's invoices. The total of those two should have been 11,000, but since we finally get it figured out, it went down to 5,500. And then the attorney bills was pretty significant this month as well.
I want to just bring up a point with the attorney fees. We're going to have to be doing a rather significant budget adjustment because of the two suits that were filed against this board and our ZBA. We've spent for litigation $51,000. We budgeted this year knowing that we were probably going to see somebody come after us regarding the project out on Michigan Avenue. I thought, because I more than double budgeted last year's numbers, I thought we were going to be fine. But those two suits we've spent up to this point $51,000. We should not see any more with that unless there's something that has to be cleaned up. And then those two suits that were brought against us have been settled. The township was found to be in the right in both cases. So hopefully we're done with this and we can move on and do what we're elected to do. So I just wanted to bring that up because we've overspent our budget. I forgot what the number is, but we're already over in that line. So we're going to have to get creative this year with budgeting. I'm a little concerned when I'm starting to look at where we're going to be able to pull the money from within the current budget without having to dive into funds. So we'll be discussing that. I've already started the budget too process for next year. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. So that's it. Any other questions?
I don't have any questions, just a couple comments in regards to some of the larger line items. You take a look at the very first one, the $8,800. That actually is paid out of the general fund, but then it comes out of the fund where money has been set aside from the cell tower for whistle stop.
And we approved that quite a few months ago.
Yes. And then the road, I guess the strip paving to the county, the 63,000, that actually comes paid out of the general fund checking, but then actually comes out of the road fund, I would
Yeah.
assume. There's one other one.
Yeah, the repairs for the building, that was all budgeted within the general.
Okay,
So that we're not taking from anywhere else.
right.
I'm sorry.
And I just had one question in regards to, if I can find it, the installation of the rocks and expand east parking lot, I assume. I assume that'll come out of the Parks Fund?
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
And there was another $1,500, I think, that was on last month's bills that was kind of the same thing.
Okay, that I'll have to look at, 'cause I'm not sure.
Okay.
But yeah,
It
that
was to the
probably
same
come out of.
company. And I wondered if it was the same.
I hope we
similar to
didn't
the same-
double pay.
Yeah. It's the s-
I'll mark that, and that way we can double check that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm having a brain seize up.
I didn't
There it
know-
is.
I didn't
Okay.
know that he had sent us a bill for the, all till he was done. I didn't, if we got
Okay.
two, I only saw the one.
Yeah, if I remember right, I can
Okay.
look back on last week or last month's bills and
Okay.
double check that too.
Okay.
That was John. Or Kate Dakins.
Yeah.
Is that the one you were looking at?
Yeah, it is.
And the BC,
What's that, a Specie Land Works?
Yeah.
Is that John's company?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
His kids' letters.
So I just have a statement, and it's just in regards to the money that we spent for attorney fees. That could have gone into a good chunk of roads to help fix the roads. And that's
Just that alone was half of our budget for roads.
Especially since they were, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
especially since they were dismissed anyway, that's a lot of money in defense of lawsuits that were just dismissed by the judge. So I guess my question is, how do we stop that in the future? Because I'm a taxpayer here too. I don't want my tax dollars going for lawsuits that were just, they're getting dismissed anyway. Right? So I guess I'm sure none of you want your money going towards lawsuits that go nowhere, would be my assumption. Who wants to waste their money, right? Their taxpayer dollars. So, I mean, I don't know if we have to address something in the ordinance where, I'm not sure where it's going, but there probably needs to be some sort of mechanism for recouping that money against persons who waste taxpayer money with lawsuits that go nowhere.
I
That
don't know, I don't have an answer for that, but I think I can,
Just maybe
answer
something
it
we should
this
look
way.
into.
anybody's entitled to sue anybody. I get that. Unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately for us, because we're dealing with public funds to defend a public government. Good question, good thought, but if the law was there, I'm sure that it would have been brought up.
Like I said,
I don't have a proper answer for it, but it's,
I'm not a lawyer. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know the answer. I was really irritated by it.
yeah,
I just
So-
think we have to look at what the big picture is now.
yeah.
Put it on instead of-
And I think hopefully it doesn't happen again, and hopefully nothing materializes again. But we have to do what we have to do, and now I'm of the mind, let's put it behind us and move forward and start doing what we need to do. But it is what it is, but good question. There's nothing ordinance-wise that I think we can do, but. Okay,
motion.
yeah, we need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make a motion to pay $209,489.74 out of the general fund and $20,555.59 out of the fire fund.
We got a motion support, further questions?
Would road work start?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Road work will be starting the end of July, early August is when we're scheduled right now. For those of you that don't know what we're doing, it is Bone Road, Gray Tower, from Lee to
Page.
Page, thank you. And then Knight Road, there was some work, and Willis Road. Willis Road and Bone Road should be complete now to where we shouldn't have to touch those roads for many years. I say that, I worry about Willis Road a little bit in some areas. And that, but Bone Road, we didn't do anything from the line roughly from the gravel pit east. We left that go for obvious reasons. So, so that's what we're doing. So you'll have your chance and I will ask. But anything else?
So in regards to
Yeah.
that, then, Gray Tower will be completely resurfaced all the way from Page to Lee?
Everything that is
Or just stripping?
just stripped.
Okay.
But that
I didn't-
road, we would have lost Bone Road and Gray Tower Road
Right,
had we
yeah.
not did them
The
this year.
cost per
Yeah,
mile is so excessive. that
yeah,
It just
It's
does not
crazy.
make sense.
yeah. I tell you what, I'll go ahead and explain that. When it comes to fixing what are considered local roads, we're responsible for 70% of the cost. The county pays for 30% of the cost. When it comes to maintaining all the roads, that is on the county. When it comes to primary roads, and I'm going to give you some examples of primary roads because they're in pretty horrendous shape. Grass Lake Road, Francisco Road between Michigan Avenue and Grass Lake Road, one portion of Fall Road. We are not responsible for that at all. That's on the county. Now, they did have an open forum, so to speak, where we were able to voice our concerns, and I put, I think, 4 or 5 roads into my letter to them. It'll go into a pot and hopefully something will get picked. This year, however, they're going to be doing Mount Hope Road and Michigan Avenue from the county to the west, yeah, border with the village. So that's going to be happening with them this year. Those other roads were over and above that. But the state, just so you know this, the state is looking at trying to double the money that's going into roads. That will change the whole structure and the whole game plan, hopefully. But we'll see what happens because we have a split House and a split Senate. Yeah, please.
So this is where line budgeting makes a huge difference. And if you notice, Jackson County, what we used to call road commission, is no longer Jackson County Road Commission. It's Jackson County Department of Transportation. In Michigan, it's MDOT, Michigan Department of Transportation. So those monies that go towards the road do not come out of the general fund. They
Lots more. Yeah.
Just so you know, trucks, how they pay their registration fees are based on the weight that they want to be plated for. It's called a portion. They have a portion plate. So, I'm not even gonna say the numbers you don't want to know. It's like most other states only allow 80,000. I think we're up to 160,000 pounds on the roads. Of course, they also pay a lot more for those plates to be able to do that, a lot more. But yeah, it is.
I'm sorry, just because we're in the middle of emotion.
Oh,
Okay,
oh my
Bill,
gosh, I forgot
and
about
no,
emotion.
I appreciate this. Sometimes this works out wonderful and we can get information and whatnot, and that's cool.
She's on page 7.
Yeah, we're not that formal, but still. So did we do a roll call?
We did not.
Okay, we need to do a roll call.
Okay. Renfro,
Yes.
Benarski Lynch. Ray,
Yes.
Loveland,
Yes.
Wyant.
Yes.
Harris, yes. Lizinski.
Yes. Thank you. That was good discussion though, and I hope that there was some. Can we do this? Can you hold your question? Yeah, that's cool. And she'll be happy afterwards if we don't get an opportunity. We'll make sure, well, if she does, you get me the question, I'll get in contact with her. Okay, next is treasurer's report.
Yeah, unfortunately, and I apologize again, probably have done this before, you don't have a physical treasurer's report in front of you. But you can just see from the bills that we paid out of the general fund, having to be some adjustments and some jockeying of money around, and a lot came out of the general fund, obviously, so I had to make some transfers out of savings and different things like that. So we'll have an updated list or sheets this next week, and I'll put them in your boxes, so we'll get that all straightened around. In regards to property tax collection, again, we're winding down again to me sending out property tax bills. I picked up my blank bills, so we'll be printing them in the next couple weeks. Sewer usage bills will be going out here the 1st of July, so we got a little bit of time there. But it's been a little bit of a slower time in treasurer's office, so we're just trying to do some catch up.
Good. I didn't have any correspondence, did you?
No.
Okay. All right. It's that time that we'll open the meeting up for 2-minute discussions from the public. If anybody would like to address us, they'd have 2 minutes. And we just ask that you comment on directly to the board. Going once? On whatever you want to talk about. Why did I say that to you? I'm sorry. Okay. You'll have 3 minutes at the end as well. So go ahead.
Hello, Sarah Hogle, 2700 Mount Hope Road. Last meeting, John, you were not here and there was no Zoom meeting. I know it's been a problem before. Is there any way when you're out, somebody else can learn?
That was strictly because of the construction.
Oh, okay.
Everything was torn apart and all
Okay.
that stuff, and
Okay,
that's what that was.
So other people know how to run
Yeah,
the Zoom
we got 2 other people that know how to in the event. but
Okay, okay, great.
Hopefully it
perfect.
doesn't happen.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Amy Stevens, 2805 Great Tower Road. I'm a little confused about when, Scott, when they or somebody from Next Era talked to you about going to the state, how can they go to the state if we don't have an ordinance to give them?
I can answer that, and I will.
Okay.
They can go to the state at any time they want to.
Oh,
Once they approach us, they have to approach us, and ask us if we have a workable or not a workable, I'm sorry, a CREO. No, we do not.
Right.
Do you have an ordinance? Yes, we do. They look at that ordinance and they deem it to be not suitable to them in whatever stretch, then the process starts that they can go to the state. Now, there's a process that they have to follow. They have to notify us. They have to have public hearings at their expense, not this type of setting, to try to sell their thing. And they go off to the state, the MES or MS, yeah, MSPC makes the decision from there. Or we give them an ordinance and say, yeah, we'll work with that. And then we start the process locally. That's the options.
And aren't we working on an ordinance?
We are working on an ordinance. Tonight I will let you know what we're gonna do.
Uh-huh.
But if they were to go to the state, they were to go to the state.
Mm-hmm.
It's their decision to make. If we're not going to give them a CREO, completely what the state lives by, they have the right to go to the state, period. No matter what our ordinance says.
Okay.
Yep. That's the way the state set it up.
Yeah, they set it up all right.
Yep. But I mean, it's what we have, that's what they gave us, that's what we have to live with, you know, and we'll see. We are gonna have at the end of the month, I promised 2 months ago that we would do an independent only ordinance discussion at a meeting.
Uh-huh.
And we couldn't get a majority, or not even a majority, a quorum to show, so we canceled it. We're gonna reschedule it. And this board's going to make a determination as to what our ordinance is going to look like.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All
And
right.
is that going to do any good?
It's what they want to do. It's whatever they want to do, but there's a process, and that process is not going to be easy. It's not going to be a slam dunk. My gut tells me that there's going to be lawsuits in the beginning. You know, somebody's going to sue somebody, so it's going to get hung up in court. I believe that process is going to take quite a while to play out.
30 years? Would that be good?
What's that?
30 years?
Well, honestly,
Possibly.
I mean, you
they
know,
haven't started, and
I might
and-
still be here, but
and who knows with everything that's going on in the world with the federal government.
mm-hmm.
We have elections next year at the state level. Who knows? So
Okay.
we'll see.
All right.
I'm sorry. That's more than 2 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right. Is anyone else? Correct. The only way that they can come locally and start the process cleanly, I guess is a way to put it, is if you had a CREO. I don't think this community would side with the CREO. I don't think. So their option will be to deal with what we put out as an ordinance. They want to deal with it, then we start working together and doing on it. If they don't like it, then they have to start the process and file the paperwork, and they'll go to the state. Correct. Nope. No, no. I know. That's the state. The state wants them to go to the state, I think. I don't know. I mean, it's a screwy situation. You get 2 minutes, but, okay. We have to finalize the ordinance that was given to us by the planning commission. We have not done that yet. I think when you come to that meeting, you'll find out that evening. There were what, maybe 5, 6 points. I think you'll like what you hear. Go ahead. We're so informal at this point. We're going to go for 1 more minute. And then after that, we might cancel the 3 minutes at the end. It does, whatever they think or do has nothing to do with it. It's what this board decides to do with it. So,
Wasn't even an ordinance
no,
originally, right?
no, no, there was, but, okay, I'm sorry. Anyone else? Because we'll go ahead. Did you? No? Okay. All right, we'll move along to building. Scott, is there anything new to share with that?
I passed along the notes or the email from the board that we got from the architect again.
Yeah,
What's his name again? I'm sorry.
Paul.
Paul. And so he thinks by this month, he will have everything for us to put it together. So.
Good. Sewer, I'm going to be very quick. The Slotkin money, or the money that we asked Senator Slotkin for, was turned down. Well, rightfully so. We asked for $13 million. But we did learn a lot, and I will give her office credit. They called and gave us a lesson on filing for these things, and we learned a lot. But anyway, that was turned down. Also, we've met 3 or 4 times now with the sewer group. I've talked to the village. We're going to make this a regular monthly meeting between the village and the township, so we can start having a better understanding of our sewer system as a whole. And they're agreeing to that. So that'll be taking place. We still have money that we have asked for from Senator Peters. And well, that one we may have a better shot because we asked for 1.3 million, I think it was. And that's for the LRUA group to be able to do their I&I studies. So we might have a better shot at that one. But to answer your question, yes, we can reapply yearly for funds to help us offset the costs that we have in our future. Next thing is the cell tower. And you received some information that came from Fahey Schultz as far as the idea of the contracts. The original amount that they offered us, I think, was $35.20 a month for 10 years. I asked them if they would accept $39.50 a month, and they seemed to be open to that thought. But I got a little leery because I didn't want to turn in a proposal without having our lawyers look at it. So within this, if you look at it, I think what you'll find, the difference would be we could go for that 10-year plan, and we would make about $750,000 more than what we would make over that same 10-year period with what they're paying to us now. Where it changes, though, is after that 10-year period, we could lose money if they continue that contract on for another 30, 40, 50 years. So I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of the thought, because of the expenses that we're seeing, that we're faced with parking lots and roofs and other things that we're not ready for, I'm kind of in favor of going ahead and maybe increasing that amount, live with it for 10 years. And I broke it down in my mind that we would still be able to save the funds that we do currently at the same clip, but be able to build about $750,000 legacy account that should help us carry that park for a period of time. That's kind of where I'm at, but I don't know what the board thinks.
That would be as if they would accept your 3950.
That would be if
offer?
they accepted my 3950 offer.
Okay, any idea when that might be?
I have
If
not,
they say yes or no?
I would say we would know within the next week.
I
maybe
mean, you're
two.
only looking, I mean, I guess, shouldn't say only, but the difference between what they've already offered is about 5,000 a year.
Right,
So over 10 years, that's like $50,000. So
that's much more than that. Right? Because we're only making right now 1,300.
no, between what they have offered, didn't they offer
Oh,
the
yes,
3520?
yes, I appreciate, yeah, that's 40 grand a year more. Right? 4,000 a year more, I'm sorry.
Well,
So,
five.
yeah.
I figured it out around
Yeah,
five.
yeah, you're right.
So it's about $50,000 over the 10 years.
Yeah,
So 50,000 is 50,000, I guess, so any way you want to look at it, but if they accept, I would probably be in favor of it if they accept the 3950 to go in that direction, and we can handle the money ourselves
yeah, that's
in
kind
such
of
a
where
way
I'm
that we
at.
need to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I sent those our costs that we are for every year
yeah,
for the next 25 years and figure out, and obviously things, the roof, the parking lots, those three things are, something we need in the next 2 years. And but then we're back on schedule to plan for it.
Right.
longer. And I don't know, technology, I don't know if it'll change it to that we would keep it for more than, I don't know. You don't know what's gonna happen in
Yeah.
10
We've had
years.
this conversation for the last 6 years, wondering
Right.
how long the cell tower is gonna be there, and it's still there, and it's still being used probably more so than back then, so. I'd say go for the.
so would I need a motion for the board to approve me to enter into that negotiation? Or did we
Did you-
do that?
Did you ask for that already?
I think I did.
You did.
Okay, then I
So-
will just move forward
say-
with,
Yeah, move forward with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait until we get a firm
Yeah.
offer.
okay, cool. Employee handbook, it ended up, we are not ready to provide that just yet. There was some questions that were brought up that we're looking into, so I just left it on the agenda and we'll get back to that. Yeah. Sorry. I'm just not talking into the mic. I apologize. Okay, next order of business is phones. We've had problems with our phones for 2, 3 months now. I got a bid from the company that deals with Computer Ties, our new provider of IT services. And this company works with them. So software-wise and whatnot, we should be able to correct our issues. So I would love it if the board would give us the permission to change the phones out here in the township office. And that's roughly $1,400. The service for those phones within here on a monthly basis would be 117. We currently pay with IVS 126, so the savings is not much. And then 4 phones at the fire station, which is roughly $450, and their service would be $47 a month, and currently we pay 54 a month. So,
I'm just gonna ask, had I seen this before?
yes, you have gotten that before.
Okay.
And well, it was last month probably, and I wasn't here to talk about it. That might have been it. I mean, we just don't know if we're receiving phone calls correctly.
We're getting voicemails without the phone even ringing.
Yeah.
So we're waiting for, like today, I was waiting for the phone call from LRS. And every time I look at my phone, there's a voicemail, but I've been sitting there and it's not ringing. So it's very frustrating.
So we'll get rid of,
IVS would be gone.
IVS.
okay.
Would anybody like to give us permission to move forward? Somebody that's sitting at this table.
Yeah.
Will we still, I'm sorry.
No, it's not a significant savings.
Just computerized.
Yep.
Or whatever it is. I'll support.
So I have a couple quick questions then.
Sure.
Will we still use, WOW?
Currently,
internet
yes,
for now?
until that changes. We're still waiting. They've run lines behind us. I don't know who they are, but hopefully we get better service and we'll look at changing that out. Yeah.
And we'll still have, do we have any line, real lines anymore? Or is it all electronic? A physical line anymore?
I don't think we have any physical lines to my knowledge.
This-
Everything, I believe everything's VoIP as far as
I
I'm
think so,
concerned.
too.
Okay.
Yep.
These are through,
They're
Well,
in the
they
process
use-
of it getting updated.
use AT&T for their phones through the internet, for their internet, well, it goes through AT&T.
We're actually hoping that WOW, not really the necessarily gone, but one of the new fiber companies, whether it be Comcast or Frontier, that will both be switching to that. For now, I thought you were with AT&T though, but
Mm,
We canceled it, didn't we?
right. Yeah,
well. Okay. Well, interesting. We'll look into that.
Yeah. I'm good now.
All right, I'm sorry, I'm gonna move on. So we do have a motion. You have other questions,
No
Scott?
more, I'm good.
So we got a motion, we got a support to move forward with KLM Telecom. Let's do a roll call.
Benarski Lynch. Loveland.
Yes.
Bray.
Yes.
Wyant.
Yes.
Renfro.
Yes.
Harris, yes. Lazinski.
Yes. Okay, next order of business is the Willis Road baseball parking lot. We ended up getting a new bid from them. And you'll notice a significant savings from the original bid of $20,000 difference. That being said, I think we need to be a little careful with money because I'm not sure how we're sitting with cash right now in that account. I'm not 100% positive because I know we have the soccer parking lot coming up here soon. But if we're not ultra worried, I mean, I know we'll have the money through the monies that we're collecting for the park, so we could move forward quickly.
So while you're,
I need to quit talking.
while you're coughing, we went through R&D originally and Lester's. And for the baseball, it was just a hair under 50,000 to do baseball. So we did check that out against what Lester's was donating.
At our meeting the other day, we approved the soccer field being redone already and felt that that was the most necessary at this point. I mean, we kind of let other people dictate in regards to the size of these tournaments that are happening. We have no control over how many people are there. And so that might be somewhat of a discussion with the people that are setting these tournaments up, that they can only be for so many teams, which our facility only allows for so much parking.
I know
And
they
so
staggered starts, so helping with parking.
some of that
For
needs to
when
be,
it
their
gets there.
scheduling maybe needs to be corrected or however it works, but I don't think we as a township should be responsible until we have money available to take care of it.
Well, how much did we have left from the parks?
I don't know.
I think it was around 30.
Right offhand, I'm not sure. But in our meeting, we kind of discovered that the 16,000 that had been designated for the soccer would work for now.
Yeah.
That's was my understanding anyway.
Now, this is something I believe we wouldn't be able to do till fall anyway, or towards the end of summer,
Right, yeah, you can't do it.
because we can't do it now. But I've been out there for several tournaments now. Part of the issue is people are afraid to park on grass, like up along the fence. And if they pull up there, then they could fit another 30 cars roughly in the middle. And they're starting to do it, but it's not working real well. But it's something that we can hold on to if we want.
I guess
And-
sorry, go ahead.
What? No, I'm tired of talking.
It's something that if we don't, there's no guarantee we get that back or they donate it again.
Right.
Now, they were gonna donate it when they were gonna do it at the same time they were doing soccer.
Okay.
They were gonna have it done by the end of, the end of July, so they won't affect soccer. They're doing summer and they're doing they're not tournaments, they're doing camps, but we can work around that somewhere else.
If we limit the number of teams they can have in a tournament, then we're also limiting the amount of money we make, the township brings in off of each tournament, correct?
Yeah, if you don't have enough teams, it's not, I don't know what the number that makes it worth and what it isn't, but, you gotta have enough, teams to make it
I mean,
work.
we make a certain amount per team, correct?
Correct.
And then we also make off concessions also, correct?
No, we rent the
But we make
concession, well, building.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a question. How many tournaments has there been?
There's
Almost every
on-
weekend,
Yeah.
How many weekends has that been?
It's here.
I want to,
on
do
my-
you have it? I think
4,
it's
5,
6.
6. Well, I mean,
Just
It's
say,
on
for
my-
example, if
I
it's
think
been
5 weeks
6
ago.
weekends that we've had tournaments, we've been paid once.
yeah.
It's,
Yeah, there's no breakdown of money on the
we
recreation
got
part.
one, we get, yes, they're
So
gonna,
the first payment was a little over $1,000.
That was a
Where's-
smaller tournament too. They
Where's
should
the
be
other
more.
5 or 6? Where's the accounting?
Right.
we, okay.
We've talked about this, ma'am, so
The-
this is our discussion.
So that charging per, so what they do is they charge more per team now rather than charging a gate fee, because what it does is it backs up traffic ridiculous when,
Yeah.
for the first half
can't
hour
do
before the
that.
game start. I mean, we'd have to have traffic enforcement out there, 'cause it gets so busy if you did that and this eliminates gate fee, so, and plus grandmas and grandpas don't have to pay, grandmas and grandpas aren't paying now typically, some of them sponsor their kids, but parents pay for it. Grandmas and grandpas who are on, a lot of them are on fixed budgets, can't afford to pay $25 a carload or $50 per weekend. Some of the bigger ones are ridiculous. I mean, if you go to some big tournaments, you'll be paying $75 for a weekend just to park your car to watch your grandkid play, which you probably bought them their bat and cleats for them or something. Yeah, exactly, so absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna
Okay.
bring this back into discussion here. I mean, I guess I understand what you're saying, Scott. I mean, because they're only gonna bring equipment once, and that's probably part of the reason.
That's a significant donation, so.
I mean,
It says it's good for 90 days, right?
yeah, but if they're gonna be scheduling towards the end of July, I mean, I think we should make a decision the next week or two here
think
at tops.
The minimum, we'd have to do it by the next board meeting.
Yeah,
The work session.
the
Yeah.
work session.
Could we find out like how much we're owed and it's gonna be paid from the last tournaments that we haven't received? So
Yeah,
we'll
sure.
know how much are in the coffers to cover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they cost, I mean, last time they did it, I think it was on maybe the 15th, something like that. But I can check and find out for sure.
Did you explain to the audience what the donation is? 'Cause I don't think anybody heard that.
Oh,
And I think it's important.
um,
Local company.
they're doing $20,000 donation for the almost 19, for the 19,500 would be what the township would owe.
It's the Lester Brothers.
The Lester
And they
Smiths.
also donated $2,500 on the soccer side. So,
And this came in less than the other bid, correct?
Which was
Yeah,
The
it
other bid
was-
was almost 50,000.
yeah.
This bid was 39 and they're gonna donate 20 of it.
Well,
4.5.
if we're gonna wait, and I think we got some things to get questioned or answered, I should say, we'll do that. But in the meantime, in order for us to move forward with the parking lot on the baseball side, we have to have Eagle come in and redelineate where we can put things and where we can't.
And that needs to be done no matter. what
And
we
that needs
decide
to be
do this.
done no
So,
matter what. So
okay.
that's
this
gonna
one.
cost us $1,800 to have them come out and do that.
Is it actually Eagle or is it this company?
Well, I think it's this company, but we have to
They
do it
go
for
through
Eagle. Yeah.
We talked with Eagle, Craig, Cagney, met with them, with Eagle to see what for sure we could do and what we couldn't. And then they had some that they needed to rechange to what they had from before. And that's what this bid was for. And that's all they gave us was what it would cost. For
So-
1,800.
So that being said, I'll make a motion to expend $1,800 to have the east parking, the parking lot at the Willis
It's
Road
doing
Park.
both.
Yeah.
It's doing soccer. and
Parking
basketball.
lots at the Willis Road Park for $1,800.
Sup-
We got a motion and we got a support. Further questions, discussion?
When we get those lines, remarked, can we put something in there that's at least semi-permanent to be able to not have to go and do this again?
Well, apparently it moves. That's what,
Oh, yeah, the wetlands move.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
caused,
Depending if it's a wet season or a dry
Yeah,
season.
so we're
Yeah.
gonna do this in July. I'm just kidding.
But I'm saying, it'd be nice to be able to mark them.
we have a
We
map.
have an idea.
We do have
Yep.
the map from 7 years ago. And I can send that to you of what it looks like now. And then they are gonna verify whether, one of the areas that people are in parking now is, I mean, it's higher than the baseball fields are that they're calling as lands. So,
Okay,
yeah.
anything else? Roll call.
Lizinski,
Yes.
Benarski Lynch.
Yes.
Bray,
Yes.
Loveland,
Yes.
Wyatt,
Yes.
Renfro,
Yes.
Harris, yes.
Okay. Next thing is just a quick comment. We've been going through a master plan update for the township. We've started and met 3 times. And basically all we're at this point in time is just demographics and that type thing. But within the next few weeks, and we will put it on Facebook and uh, our website. And if you folks would share when it comes, there's going to be a survey that's put out there. They're going to ask pretty pertinent questions about housing in Grass Lake. So if you just be so kind to keep an eye out for that and fill those out, it'll help us in making some decisions and clarify thoughts and maybe eliminate thoughts and that type of thing. But if you could do that, and then also tentatively, it'd be the third Thursday is when the planning commission meets every month in August. We're hoping to have an open workshop that evening that'll discuss the master plan update and what some of the thoughts are and whatnot. So you'll have different opportunities to put your thoughts forward into the new master plan. I know we just did it 3 years ago. You're only supposed to do it every 5 years ago, but we kind of felt that it was important to do it now because of just a lot of the activities that are happening within the community, along with the inability of our sewer issues and that type of thing. So just keep an eye out for that.
What's the availability of the survey?
What's that?
Where the
Oh,
survey's gonna be?
the survey, it'll be a Survey Monkey thing on online. So we're not gonna I'm glad you said that. We're not gonna be mailing them out like we've done in the past. It'll be completely done online. I'm sorry? It'll be on the township website, and we'll let you know once we get it put out where it'll be. Okay, fireworks this year are going to be July 5th versus July 4th. There's a long story to it, and I'm not even going to get into it, but it's our opportunity as the township to give our approval. Mr. Ducey from the American Legion has filed all the paperwork that we've asked. We're not even really required, but we've asked for, along with the DNR permit, which has not been received, but we will when it is. Where they're going to be lit off this year. This year, they're actually going to be delivered off of 3 barges out in the lake. So we don't have the issues that we've had to with using Mr. Willis's property and the fire department have to approve and all that. So that's the gig. There's also a contract in here. The show's going to last 28 minutes, I believe it is. $15,000 is their goal. So so we have all the paperwork, including the permit for that we've always had them fill out. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew this. And I don't think, and maybe tell me if I'm wrong, do we have to vote to give them our approval? Okay, then let's go ahead and make a motion to approve. I'll make a motion because I guess it's easy enough to approve the American Legion Post 252 to move forward with their July 5th fireworks.
How does it affect the lake?
It's after dark. No,
No,
the only
actual
thing that'll
water.
affect the lake is those that are on the lake. Lake have to stay 500 feet away from the touch point where they're blowing off. And there will be people out there to monitor that. That's why DNR.
And for cleanup.
That's
the road
all
and so
on them. Yep. Did I get a support? Okay. Got a motion, support. Any other questions? All those in favor, aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. The other thing is yearly we have put up $1,000 for traffic jam for extra security. Just wondering if the board wants to move forward with that as well. It is in the budget. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anybody like to make that motion?
What was this amount? Did you-
1,000,
Oh, okay.
And the village puts money into it.
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the police, we share like we always do. We just put out extra.
For the police.
Yeah.
We pay the police.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was wondering.
Anybody want to make a motion to do this?
I'll make a motion to spend $1,000 for extra security at the traffic jam in.
Do we have support?
Support.
Other questions? Roll call.
Harris, yes. Wyant,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Loveland,
Yes.
Renfro,
Yes.
Benarski Lynch, Lizinski.
Yes. Okay, next thing is June 24th, starting at 5 o'clock in this here room. We will be doing the ordinance, solar ordinance. That'll be the only thing on the agenda unless something arises that we have to vote on. But we will have, we'll have open discussion, a vote, and then you'll get your 3 minutes afterwards. But we'll operate just like we always do. 2 minutes in the beginning. We'll do our work, and then 3 minutes afterwards. Tonight was run rather loosey-goosey, and that's okay. And honestly, I think this board enjoys that periodically because I think that people get an opportunity to hear what's really happening between these walls and what's maybe rattling through our brains and whatnot, and that's a good thing. But that evening will be pretty strict, okay? And we know that it's a heated thing, so we'll run it pretty strictly, and you'll find out what happens in the end, and so will we. And it's going to be here. That night, we're going to vote for the ordinance as it is or with changes. Or we can send it back to the planning commission. Those are the three choices that we have. All right, Tom, you wanted,
Yeah, just what I would like to do is with the upcoming property tax collection season coming up here in another couple weeks, it's always helpful to have an extra person to collect taxes, to collect sewer payments, different things like that. And that's kind of come about a little bit more. I know Shirley, our clerk's office assistant, has helped me a lot in collection. But my deputy, Tammy Clausen, all the extra duties that she's taken on with, we do payroll in treasurer's office now, and with the paid sick leave updates that have to be done. A couple years ago, the county decided to put on the townships the collection of any delinquent personal property taxes, which here in Grass Lake, you wouldn't think that very much, except for Andover and the Fajolo Park residents out there. Their properties, their taxes, if they go delinquent, now become personal instead of real taxes. So just a lot of extra things going on within the treasurer's office in relation to the upcoming property tax collection season. So I interviewed a young man yesterday. He's a recent graduate, actually, of Grass Lake High School, Benjamin Eros, and he's going to be attending Albion College this next fall with starting out anyway. A lot of times when you start college, you change your majors and things like that, but his initial goal is to become a person involved in finance, and so my thinking behind it was that he would be a good thing within municipality finance to have him learn. He's not had a real solid job. He's done a lot of different things. So this kind of thought, my process with me going to college, I was supposed to have been a teacher, but I really didn't teach full time. This would be a good opportunity for me to put hopefully my teaching skills into motion and hopefully get him directed in the right direction. So so I would like to hire Benjamin Eros, as I would consider him to be maybe an intern in the treasurer's office this summer. Obviously, it'll probably just be for the summer months until he goes to college at Albion. And so he did come in yesterday, filled out an application. I have all that paperwork. Not completely yet, because there's some different things now with payroll that we have to have some extra forms in regards to presenting copies of driver's license and social security numbers and all that is being required of us now as far as payroll goes. So I would like to make a motion to hire Benjamin Eros as a treasurer's office assistant, working probably somewhere between 12 and 15 hours a week.
Support. Any questions for Tom?
Do we still have an assistant besides him?
No.
No.
So she's no longer there.
I'm sorry, who supported Matt?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's, if any further questions, let's do a roll call.
Loveland,
Yes.
Renfro,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Wyatt,
Yes.
Benarski Lynch,
Yes.
Harris, yes, Lizinski.
Yes.
No, that's all right. I didn't, oh, there's a switch. It's already on, I think. Can you
Thanks,
hear
Greg.
me?
That was a great note.
What's that?
That was a great note. We're good.
Oh, okay, great. Is this on? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Got the report in front of you for May? A little bit quiet, yes. And then on the back side's the mutual aid received and given report. And then the addresses of where we went for last month on the very back.
Is Lima Center Chelsea?
I'm sorry.
Is Lima Center Chelsea?
That was Manchester's house fire. Close to their area, but that was Manchester. they cover that area over there. Then we went to the city of Jackson, as you can see, Webster Street. Then we went up to Henrietta off Root Station or Bunker Hill Road. And then Root Station Road, I'm sorry. We did go to Root Station Road. Then we received mutual aid over on Clear Lake Road at the restaurant that day. But that was contained to the cooking area. So.
Anything else for Greg? Looks like you're done.
I'm done.
That's quick.
Thanks a lot, Greg. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Greg.
Hey, Craig. I said thanks.
All right. Public comment time. We'll give you 3 minutes if anybody would like to. Oh, we froze up. Doggone it. Okay. I can get you what the town or what the planning commission has given us. It was whatever they proposed to us, so it'd have the changes that they proposed. Okay, okay. I'll email it to you tomorrow, Phil. Yep.
This is from a long time ago regarding the fire department, the solar that went out on Francisco Road. Was there ever any training that was provided to our volunteer fire department and other departments regarding putting out a fire with solar?
No.
Is that in our ordinance?
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead because I don't recall.
we don't do batteries, so it's just a regular house. It's a regular building. As
It's really what we deal with on Francisco Road is like if we came to your home for electric. That's basically what that is. But we cannot enter that area until they let us in. They have a full-time supervisor or project manager, whatever you want to call them. They just rehired them. But that's off limits. It's kind of like when we have to call consumers to kill the power so we can do what we need to do.
The batteries were talked about out on Great Tower, out there.
we don't
No,
current,
I don't think there was gonna be any batteries on Great Wall.
They changed it multiple times, so I'm just curious if that is gonna be a part of the ordinance, providing money to train all our firefighters in an instance like that. The other thing, Lester Brothers made a donation. What was that donation for and how much?
If they do the parking lot, the original cost of the parking lot was $39,500. They've taken off $20,000 off of that and are going to charge the township $19,500 to do the work. So only if the only way they'll give it is if we use it.
Have they ever donated like that cost before, or?
I think through the years, yeah, for years and years and years, the Adams family built all the dugouts at the park, and the Lesters have built baseball fields and soccer fields and tracks. Yeah. Those baseball fields out there were not built by the township. They were built all but by donation.
Yeah.
The Willis family, the Zick family. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Thank you. You get less than 3 minutes.
That's what Steve Jones said. He said only give him so No, and this is nothing, and I know you've been, offline for a while, and I hope everything's doing better for you. But it doesn't sound like it, but yeah, stop talking. How's my, street light coming along? Any progress?
Nothing at this point, but it is on a list.
And I think I had some, I have a question about the one road then. So the filling of all the potholes, that's what they were going to do, or are they?
No.
repeating?
That was temporary.
Okay, so just want to make sure I'm understanding. So they're not going to do from Francisco to the pit, or they will? What part of Bone are they going to do? From Francisco to the pit, or from the pit to Mount Hope?
Pit to Mount Hope.
Oh, and you weren't here last month. The culvert on
Maudie Road.
Wombat, it sounds like they kind of tarred and
Leveled it out.
leveled it a little bit. So maybe that's giving you another 6 months or something. I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, and then the culvert still on Bone between the pit and Francisco is still kind of
Yeah, we've talked about that.
tripping.
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
are the two. Okay.
Okay. Anyone else? Going once, going, oh, I almost got to go to 3.
And I want my remarks to be positive, but it's going to be a little bit of a cautionary tale regarding the pipe. So I understand.
Is that still on?
There we go.
Are we there? Can you hear me?
Oh, there you go.
Okay. So, starting from the beginning, I am in favor of the fireworks. I'm in favor of, of patriotic holiday celebrations. And living on the lake, I was aware of the issues that happened last year. And I'm grateful for the organizations who volunteer to lead and put on such celebrations for the holidays. I was very disappointed to find that this year it is going to be not on July 4th. So the cautionary tale is to remember that 2026 is 250 years of our nation. And I really hope that we as a community will be fostering the joy and celebration of it on that day. This year, according to Mr. Ducey's explanation last night in another meeting, there were a number of reasons why it ended up being the 5th. And I believe in celebration. July 5th, it's a fireworks. July 4th, it's celebrating the nation. So let us all work together to have a wonderful celebration next July 4th, 2026. Thank you.
Thanks, Jane. Anyone else? Going once, going twice. We got a motion. Do we have a support?
I'll support.
Support.
Got motion support.
You beat me to it.
Okay.
All-
Now that we're done with official business, just
Yes.
so you know, the girl.
We got to vote,
Oh,
right?
okay.
All those in favor,
I
aye?
just got one comment to
Oh.
go. As long as you're going to talk about Grass Lake Girls softball,
But I didn't just talk about it.
I'm going to talk about my granddaughters. This last weekend, I don't know if any of you have ever been to a water polo match, high school water polo match. My granddaughter from Chelsea, they competed in East Lansing with the state finals of water polo. And unfortunately, they lost 2 of their matches and placed 4th in the state in water polo. Couple weekends ago, this is the first year that they've ever done this. My other granddaughter, who's a senior, just graduated from Brighton High School, competed. They were actually in the state finals of girls flag football at Ford Field. They went into the state final undefeated, unscored upon. Unfortunately, they lost the state final 21-20 to St. Joseph. So those are two upcoming girls' sports that are really exciting.
Times are changing.
And if you ever watch a water polo match, you think football is physical and rough. You ought to watch girls' water polo. So anyway,
But the varsity girls softball are gonna playing, we believe, Friday at MSU. So keep an eye out for where and what time. And they
It
were
was an awesome
behind,
game. It was an
they
awesome
won by
game.
10 It was 10-9. It was just until the very end, and it was just a great game. So if you're able to go.
okay, now we can go.
All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Sorry.
Good chat. Good chat.
Oh, you're gonna catch her? Okay, yeah, she'll.
Of us getting online to the JDOT. It's not, you know what I'm
Well,
saying? Like,
they-
we already explained how it works,
Yeah.
so then
Hopefully.
we did get my our house fixed a couple years ago. It was horrible.
Where are you at?
I live on Sager.
Okay, yeah, we just did yours last year.
Yeah, just that one section
Yeah.
though, which is great because my house is
Yeah.
next to it. But Francisco's mooring going toward Grass Lake Road.
Yeah, oh yeah, but that's their road.
I know. I told my husband the dirt roads are better than that. But I'm just wondering what's the
We
point of
thought about that, just go back to dirt road.
Yeah, the dirt roads are better. We took
Yeah.
Grass Lake Road all the way to 52.
I've done that many, many times. I used to live